There's no one in front of me, right?
Nope, I don't think anyone is in front of you. No one's in front of you. You're clear in the front. Just do what it first year.
Hold on.
So we're out here in Snowshoe, West Virginia. The game plan is just to enjoy West Virginia. I mean, we're going to be off into the Appalachian Mountains. We're going to be with a group of people that we have not met yet. I'm excited to spend some time with some other great people from the industry, just to get to know them at the heart level. Looking forward to that.
Welcome to Expedition 3. Pretty exciting. I don't think you can replicate what this is, and that's community. The fact that we're able to come from, 7 different states? We got New York, California, Michigan, Virginia, North Carolina, Colorado, South Carolina, Louisiana, thank you, Massachusetts, 9 states. And West Virginia. And West Virginia, but I mean, if you come in here though, everybody's here for you. Everybody's here for you. This is a cast locomotive repair shop. It is the replacement for the original building that burned in the early 70s. And if you follow me now, I'll take you around and show you. We have 2 bays in this shop, a 50-ton and a 10-ton crane. Over on your left, you'll see shay number 4. It's a 70-ton class locomotive. It's the smallest locomotive in our fleet, but it's also one of the most reliable. None of the locomotives here have roller bearings anywhere in them. They're either plain brass or brass faced with babbitt. We pour that with a big ladle like this, which we heat up in this cold forge and then pour around molds with some of the forms which you can see here. You all ready to go?
Yep, that's
okay.
Good timing for
well, thank you for visiting us.
Thank you.
And thanks for looking around. Y'all have been a great group.
Thank you so much.
Come see us again.
Yeah, I heard something spark over here.
Right.
Crank.
Fire problem.
Ignition?
Yeah, it should run off of that.
Yep.
Just go to on, don't start. So that's grounded. Probe on both ends already.
Everybody clear?
Clear. And it's one of those things where you have to know somebody who knows somebody, like this guy, who can let you know that this is something of historical significance that you can only find off-road. You guys here, you can see that nature is taking it over once again. And you can see just how rigid and rugged it was. And just imagine 3 feet of snow on this mountain, and you're trying to take an encampment. And the fighting got so close, if they're positioning the artillery on that hill, they can't fire because their troops are too close to it. That's how rugged and burly it was.
I'm gonna look at the filter now. It quit.
I need another pair of pliers or something to hold on to this with. Wrench or adjustable or.
It's either pulled off, not vapor locked, or it was stopped up there.
So everybody, welcome. This is the Sinks of Gandy. Like we were saying, it's about a mile of this same type of passage all the way through the mountain. This little creek is Gandy Creek. It starts way up in the headwaters of the whole Cheat River watershed. This is just one of about 4,500 documented caves in West Virginia. This one is the most famous, probably, cave in West Virginia, if not Appalachia at large. We're gonna go to a big room first. It'll be a little tight just for a second, and by tight, I mean it's still big. You're still walking through it. 100 feet of that, and you'll pop out into a giant room that's called the Robber's Roost. Probably not gonna see any bats. Bats really just use the caves to hibernate in the winter. We'll sort of all work our way into the big room, regroup again. We have a couple fun little options we can do. It's sort of all challenge by choice. Just over the, 100,000, 200,000 years, water just keeps eating away at that crack, following the path of least resistance, always running downhill. So as long as it has an outlet, it can find its way underground through cracks and pop out on the surface. As the Appalachian Mountains were first rising and there was finally something above sea level nearby, it would flood, rivers would run off into the ocean and deposit these little mud seams on top of it. Then the ocean would come back and do its normal thing for a while. Then there'd be another storm. Ocean would come back for a while, another storm. So even though this might be, 5 million years worth of history happening here, there's still individual storm events preserved in the geology, which is pretty cool.
I was thrilled with everything that we did today. I mean, with driving, off-roading, wheeling through the woods, scenic mountain vistas covered in trees, and then, going into a cave and riding a locomotive that was steam-powered, which blew my mind. Looking forward to tomorrow. I can't wait to see what tomorrow brings. It's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be new. It's gonna be more of West Virginia I've never seen nor thought I would get to explore.
It was super dusty. It was
Not
like
bad at all.
King of the Hammers, like zero visibility dust.
Yeah, that was the Rubicon. I don't know, I can't breathe.
Yeah, the silt is incredible.
With no rocks and about 45 miles an hour. That was us for hours. In the UP.
Oh my God.
Hours.
Armin, you're not recording audio, are you?
That's right. That's my fault.
It's all your fault.
Listen, I didn't want y'all. I didn't want y'all getting intimidated by the hospitality that is from Louisiana. It's a little overwhelming. We didn't believe it. Especially Mallory. Woo! She's one of the nicest people you ever meet in your life. Angel. Ain't that right, Joe? Where you at, Joe?
Last night's camping at Experience Learning on that beautiful knoll right below Spruce Knob was just amazing, and the camaraderie and getting to know my fellow off-roaders and networking and telling stories around the campfire. Just a great experience. This common bond of off-roading, you instantly make friends with people. You don't have to slowly get to know them. I mean, you have that common bond that you can start right now telling stories about your experiences. West Virginia has culture that I feel no place else does. Classic Appalachia in many places. Good people, good morals will stop to help you, and I'm proud to serve, and it's an honor to serve the people of West Virginia.
spread them around amongst everybody. We'll get you shots. Push them up close to us if you want to taste. But 100% corn whiskey is what you're about to taste. And what behind me operationally are two different styles of stills.
Cheers.
Yeah, and that center cut of ethanol is what you're tasting. As we're operating a still back here that's run fully electric that came from the Netherlands 2 years ago to be able to put moonshine in the jar. And hopefully some of you guys are tasting moonshine for the first time here at the distillery. But then also in this business to barrel age. And a large part the reason you pay taxes is to be able to store barrels away here at the distillery. Using a handful of sizes here, getting different ages as they get larger. 5, 10s, and 20-gallon barrels will allow us to be able to make our liquor, to be able to turn around and barrel age it second. And the first use of a barrel, Maggie's pouring right there, using this clear corn whiskey to soak inside of it for over a year allows you to be able to take on the flavor of charred white oak. That flavor drives an industry in the United States because taking a majority blend corn mash bill that you tried first, putting it inside of a barrel to age a brand new one, gets you a bourbon.
Anytime you have an event like this, the people that come together, I can't remember the times we've had a sour apple in the group. Everybody's always easy to get along with, good people, down to earth, they just want to be here and have a good time and enjoy what's there. Anytime you get outside of your normal routine and have the opportunity to learn history and see things from what it is now to get an idea of what it was back then, you can't see it in a book per se. The old store we went in yesterday when we stopped, everything in there was still original from back in the day. And you don't see that often anymore. You see it on TV, but you don't actually see it in person. So it's nice to be able to see some reality from back in the day.
It's hot, it's steamy, it's warm. We're in West Virginia at the very peak of Seneca Rocks, and we did it because Marty talked us into it, but it was fun. Beautiful.
This has been fabulous just because of the variation. We've seen a little bit of everything. We've done some highway miles, we've done some dirt roads, some gravel roads, we've done some rocks, some canyons, some valleys, some trees, so much variety, and got to see a different part of West Virginia that I didn't know really existed. And to have this group of people joining us and having the senators and the state park people involved and all of that, it's been amazing. I can't imagine the work that goes into putting this together for such a short trip to be able to see the things that we have. We've done adventures all over the country and they're fairly quick, and to assemble this group has just been amazing.
The location that we're at today is called Canaan Valley, and it is absolutely beautiful. We've got a great morning. We woke up to some fog this morning, but the skies are blue and it's burning off. And I'm not sure what we're going to do today, but I'm excited to see the sights. It's going to be awesome.
It ain't in there where it's supposed to be, ain't it? No, it's not front. Okay. So I was going there and
you was right. Hell, I'm used to using a chainsaw. This is a girl's chainsaw.
Actually, it's a quality chainsaw because the steel is on when it's on the front like that.
Well, it is, but them bars are about 26, 30 inches long as a chainsaw. This is trimming. This is
trimming now.
This is at the house. Yeah.
Blackwater Falls State Park, we're about 2,500 acres. This park was started in 1937 to protect the viewshed and protect Blackwater Falls. It's a 57-foot waterfall. We get our name Blackwater Falls. The water's about the color of coffee, chocolatey brown. And what that is the tannic acids from the hemlock and the spruce trees in the surrounding areas. We're here today at the trading company, Blackwater Trading Company, so there's a gift shop here, a little snack bar. We have about 25 miles of trails, hiking, biking. In the winter we do cross-country skiing.
The waterfall was kind of like the little bit of the surprise of the day. I've never seen one up close like that at all, so we got to go to the very top of one and then side views, and again, just like the hike up to it, and it was just cool, just joking around with people along the way. Everyone just kind of, when you get to those places, everyone just kind of gets a little quiet. I mean, obviously people were taking pictures and stuff, but I think people just really appreciated all of it.
There's no one in front of me, right?
Nope, I don't think anyone is in front of you. No one's in front of you, you're clear in the front. Just do it in first view.
You know, we got to get into some real good off-road stuff. We got some mud, we got some good ruts, some good trails, some really close quarters going down these trails that were tight that you know you couldn't get through in a regular passenger vehicle. And then we got to get out and see what these trucks can do, so we got to test the equipment. And we got to see how everybody else's equipment works. And we're able to help one another and work with each other to get them through these holes. And you watch these guys with all this experience pass on these knowledge to these younger guys who this is their first time out wheeling. So they're out there and they're coaching them through these things. And these guys wouldn't get this if they were going with their buddies back home who've never done this stuff either. But they come out here into a new environment, and now they're getting knowledge from these guys that have done this for years, that this is their lifestyle. So they're able to pass that knowledge on. And that's what day 3 was about. You know, we got to get out there and get into some extreme terrain where that we could really show these new wheeling guys what they have to look forward to and other things they can do that they can carry on when they go home into their trails or wherever they ride, or even progress into going off somewhere into some more difficult terrain and try that too. Oh man, it's a long way up.
First of all, we got a great leg workout. It's about 8 or 9 flights of stairs straight up, and we're at the very top of this old communication tower out in West Virginia. It's pretty awesome. I mean, you can look out here, you can see 360-degree panoramic views. It is a beautiful day here in West Virginia. Expedition 3.
All right, guys, this is it. This is the end of Expedition 3 Appalachia. This is our last stop. The reason we chose this as the last stop, the very first expedition-style adventure ever with an internal combustion vehicle, the people that were on it, specifically Ford, Firestone, Edison, these people we've heard all of our lives growing up. Well, they formed a group back in 1908 called the Vagabonds. And the Vagabonds is what they called themselves. And not unlike us, they took off across the country on adventure.